Colorado it's kind of more or less big leagues as far as mountain riding goes. Bases of the mountains are at 10,000 feet. The peaks are at up to 14,000, and you'll be going up a hill and with the snowmobiles, and you'll be hanging on, and it's pretty exciting. When I was 15, I moved to Lake Tahoe and kind of chased the snow and became a snowboard instructor there.
Oh, sick.
Nice! Yeah!
I worked for about 8 years as a snowboard instructor there.
He stuck it! Yeah!
It all started with snowboarding and kind of led to sand, and then the sand stuff took off pretty quick. I got to go travel around the world and was, to our knowledge, the first person ever to land a backflip on a sandboard. Fast forward a couple years, and I remember getting hurt in Peru and waking up in a hospital and didn't speak any Spanish, and there was times where it was like, holy crap, what are we doing? It's hard to make a decent living in it, so at some point it kind of had to grow up a little and get a different job, and I can still do backflips, but I don't do them as much. Cars at that point were a big hobby of mine. Fast forward to we're at the business that my buddies and I started called Mod Finishes at the bottom of Pikes Peak. We're in the beautification business. In this business, people are so floored because they get to see the change, they get to see the difference, because the car comes in looking one way and leaves looking completely different. I'm kind of old school, like, in far as I like tire work. It sounds silly, but out of all the stuff we do, like, I still like busting tires and balancing wheels, and I tell our guys here, like, we don't want to be too quick. We want to make sure that wheel is absolutely perfect after it's mounted and balanced. When I first moved here in 05, 06, I already kind of knew I needed good tires on the car, but moving here and going to areas like Jones Pass, you're going to encounter so much change in weather. If you don't have good tires, you're probably not going to make it. You're probably going to wind up on the side of the road. You're probably going to cob up I-70 and it's going to shut down, and we see that every day, Good tires are kind of it's the interface of the road and the vehicle, and without that, like, if you don't have good tires, you can't go snowmobiling. A day of riding would be waking up where we live now on Woodmore Mountain, kind of taking a look out, surveying everything, and it's pretty beautiful, especially when we've gotten 6 inches of snow. Got into snowmobiling as a way to get us up in the backcountry to the top of the mountain. Now the snowmobiles are so good that I kind of have more fun riding them. We've been going to Jones Pass for probably over 10 years at this point. 2 lanes going each way to a single lane. They aren't maintained. They may be plowed once a month or something. The first time you start towing trailers in the snow, small or big, you're always a little hesitant. You gotta trust what you know, and hopefully you got a good set of tires on the thing. As you get closer and closer, it starts to become more obvious that you're in the right spot. You're reminded you're in the Rocky Mountains, and you're essentially leaving civilization. We definitely don't, we try not to get into as much trouble as we used to, if you will, but we're immediately back to ourselves that we used to be 10, 15 years ago, and it's a lot of fun. We're all adults now, but I don't really know that has changed anything. We still kind of like to have a good time up there, and obviously with our new business, we're only a few years old. It's pretty stressful. When we do go snowmobiling, when you're on the hill, you're not thinking about really anything else. So it's an absolute 100% disconnect from the normal day-to-day stress, business, work, whatever it is. Definitely enjoy heading out there with those guys, and the whole crew's, we all know each other pretty well. We all trust each other, and it's a really good friendship.
Another good day at Jones. Those high marks are something.
This
This is high
Right
marks.
here.
That ain't yours. There's
that's
no
it. That's
telling.
mine, the top one.
No
I'll
way.
bet you anything I'll go bury.
You can go to much easier areas than Jones Pass, but to be up there on top of the mountain and just have it be still and fairly warm and pretty blessed. We're blessed to be up there. We're blessed to be doing that. I'd like to think that I'll be going out there as long as my body still works. That's epic. It's pretty epic.